Yo, I'm back with another topic, and today we are going to discuss what is a healthy relationship. What is a healthy relationship? So I've broken it down in a scientific way. Okay? So now, a healthy relationship comprises of three components. We got lust, your desires, love, what you need, and maintain the maintenance, the upkeep of the relationship, how you maintain the relationship. The three components again is lust, love, and maintain. This is what comprises of a healthy relationship. So now I'm gonna break it down for you. In lust, right? Lust comprises of attraction, what attracts you to this person in terms of physical looks, and sex, right? This is part of it when it comes to lust. Now, most people confuse love with lust, and that's wrong because as you can see, the physical appearance and sex alone cannot maintain a relationship. Just those two things can't maintain a relationship at all, right? You can matter of fact, it's not a healthy relationship if you have only lust in it. It's not healthy at all right? Because one party wants more out of the other partner and it becomes a whole convoluted thing. It's actually toxic. If you have a relationship based on lust, that is toxic because you need love. Now, let me break down what love is. Now, you see all of this? This is everything that comprises of love. The first thing on the list is friendship. Friendship is crucial. And the reason why I put it on top is because without friendship, none of these things will work. None of these other attributes in a healthy relationship will work. So you need friendship. The second part is trust. As you can see, when most people talk about trust, they refer to loyalty, vulnerability, and discretion, right? I gotta be able to trust you. Are you loyal, right? Vulnerability. You know the definition of vulnerability? If you look it up, it says having the possibility to get hurt. That's what vulnerability is. You see? That means, when a couple speaks to each other and they reveal their secrets and they reveal their weakest moments, they tell you about their past, that information can be weaponized against you. There is a possibility that they can take that information and hurt you with it. They can throw it back in your face, right? They can, they can do all sorts of evil things with that information. But if you have trust in your relationship, there should be no reason why you guys can't be vulnerable. The third part about trust is discretion, right? And notice the arrow for discretion goes to secrets and don't air out your dirty laundry. So during pillow talk, when couples, it doesn't even have to be pillow talk, but if somebody is revealing their secrets to you, if your partner is revealing, a secret to you, you don't tell your parents, you don't tell your best friends, you don't tell anybody else, don't air out the dirty laundry. That's wrong because they trusted you with this information. You see how that works? They trusted you with this information. So you can't betray their trust. Now, the third part of love is honesty. As you can see, when people refer to honesty, it goes to transparency. You see the arrow? Transparency. You got to be transparent with your partner. They got to know your goals. They got to know your wants. They got to know your desires. They got to know your needs, right? They got to know all of these things. Be transparent with your partner. Speak these things out. Tell them what you want. Tell them what you need from the relationship. Be honest. Be vocal and be honest with your partner. Be transparent. Another part of honesty is be yourself. When you're in a relationship, that's not the time to play actor. That's not the time to be an actress. No. You got to be yourself. If you're a nerd, be a nerd. If you're a player, be a player. If you're, a rich, arrogant asshole, then be a rich, arrogant asshole. Whatever you are, if you're a sweet, kind individual, be that sweet, kind individual. Don't act. Don't, have multiple personalities. Don't be, don't lie about who you are either, because your partner is expecting you to be a certain way, but you lied because you wasn't yourself. Be yourself. This is part of honesty. Now, the next part about in love is commitment. Commitment. When it comes to commitment, you got to be disciplined. You got to be consistent. You see that? Commitment, discipline, and consistency. So, discipline, what does that mean? How you got the woman, how you got your partner, how you attracted the partner, how you all the things that you promised in a relationship, you have to deliver. You got to be disciplined, right? If and that's part of consistency as well. You see, if I promise something to you, I got to stay committed to that, and got to be consistent. You see, most relationship fizzles out because one person is not committed to the relationship any longer, right? They were not consistent. If I said I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, I must perform X, Y, and Z. That's part of the commitment, right? That's part of consistency as well. That's not easy. Consistency and discipline is not easy at all. You see? Love also is a discipline. Love is not that easy, because look how much things is involved in love, right? Now, affection is next. Affection is intimacy, right? Now, intimacy does not mean sex. No. This is why lust is there, But intimacy, affection, means show me that you care. Show that you care. You don't have to jump straight into sex. It could be, holding hands. It could be cuddling. It could be kisses. It could be a hug. It could be a look in the eye. It could be a simple smile. You guys can communicate without words. That's all part of affection. Cooking for somebody, affection, maybe cleaning for somebody. That's also affection, right? All of these things show that you care, that you're putting an effort and showing that you care for this person, right? Acts of services, that's part of affection, you see? And that's part of intimacy as well. See? The next one, chemistry, which equals compatibility. Yes, this is huge. Most people in relationships are not compatible. They are not compatible. They don't blend well with each other. Now, as you can see, chemistry equals compatibility. And compatibility, how are you compatible? You got to be compatible based on your personalities. You can't just partner up with somebody with random personality. Their personality has to be mesh with yours, has to be somewhat similar to yours, right? Intelligence, this is huge. Your intelligence of you and your partner has to be very similar. I'm not saying it has to be exactly the same, but it has to be very similar, right? Education levels have to be very similar, because if let's say if somebody is at a high level, a collegiate PhD level, right? That person has to be matched up with either a PhD or somebody in a master's degree or somebody, bachelor's degree, somewhere where they can have an understanding in terms of intellect, right? They can't just be like a person that's not smart at all, right? A person that with a PhD can't date somebody that's like a high school level or below, because there can be a lot of problems that arrive because highly intellectual people like to converse about random topics, different topics. Intellectual people like to share their information about work and their new discoveries. And if a person is not open to that type of information, it's not going to sit well. It's not going to sit well. So you got to find somebody that's close to you. I'm not saying they have to be the same, but they have to be similar in a sense where they can match you intellect-wise, intelligence-wise, right? Compatibility also means morals. Your morals have to be the same or near the same, right? Your morals, your principles, your standards have to be similar. You see, the Bible says, do not unequally yoke yourselves with somebody. That means if I'm a Christian, right, it's better if I date another Christian because they have similar morals, right? If you're a Christian, you can't date no heathen because you're practicing righteousness and this heathen is practicing immorality or wickedness. You're not going to mesh well at all, right? If this is why morals are important. You don't have to share the same religion. It's best if you do. That would be an ideal situation if you do. But at least if you don't date somebody in the same religion as you, at least they gotta see and match you in terms of morality. The do's and the don'ts, right? So compatibility in chemistry is huge. Now I put culture in asterisks, right? The reason why, because it would be nice to find somebody of a similar culture and a similar background as you. That would be perfect because they can understand the in and outs of the culture. They understand your food. They understand your music. They understand the idioms of the culture. They understand the language, right? They understand the religion of the culture. They understand these things. But we live in a modern day society, right, where people date outside their race, people date outside their culture, people date, other people of different ethnic backgrounds, different ethnicities. So this is why I put culture in asterisks. It would be nice if you do share the same culture, but this is not necessarily a requirement. Why do I say that? Because, for instance, a Black American dating a Caribbean girl, a Black Caribbean, they don't share necessarily the same culture, but they come together and they probably share the same morals, probably same intelligence and personality. You see what I'm saying? A person from Tanzania may be married or be dating somebody from Kenya. They don't necessarily share the same culture, right? But they probably do share morals, intelligence, and personality. is similar, right? A person from Nigeria could be dating somebody from Namibia. Those are two different cultures, right? A person, let's say a person from Igbo tribe from Nigeria is dating somebody who's a Zulu. Those are two different cultures, right? But they probably are compatible in terms of morals, intelligence, and personality. So this is why I put culture in asterisks, because many people date outside their culture, and that's not a problem. It would be nice if you date within your culture, but that's not really a requirement, right? So after chemistry, we got communication. And the reason why I put it under communication, because we talked about compatibility and intelligence, right? Communication, and notice the arrow. Talk about everything. A healthy relationship, right, is going to go the distance. It's gonna last long. A healthy relationship always lasts long, right? And life can be long. Life is long, right? Think about living 100-something years. Think about living 80 years, 70 years, 50 years is pretty long, right? So you gotta be able to talk about everything. Talk about religion, talk about politics, talk about science, history, mathematics, talk about TV shows, movies, music, talk about cartoons, anime, talk about the weather, talk about different cars that you like to drive, talk about your goals, your future, your dreams, talk about nightmares, talk about your fears, right? Talk about everything underneath the sun. Communication is paramount. It is key to maintaining a relationship. But we're going to talk about maintaining at a different time. So, communication, talk about everything. A relationship also have, after communication, understanding. You see? Now, understanding is huge in itself. That's another hard thing. Understanding. You got empathy, compassion, patience, appreciation, and you got forgiveness. All of this is under understanding. You see? So, if my partner comes to me with something, an issue, a problem, right, I have to be understanding. I got to show empathy, compassion, patience. I got to be able to appreciate my partner, even with their shortcomings. And that all comes with understanding. And if something happens, if my partner does something wrong that I disagree with, I got to be able to forgive, right? Because I want a healthy relationship. You see? Now, after understanding, compromise. Compromise. Not everything is going to go your way. Not everything is going to go your way. Compromise. Let's say it's boiling hot on a summer day. It's like 100 degrees hot. And one partner loves the AC, but the other partner hates the AC. Compromise, compromise, compromise. Maybe one day on Monday you have the AC on. Maybe on Tuesday you got the fan on and the window open, right? Maybe on Wednesday you go back to AC. Maybe, and then Thursday you go back to the fan. Or compromise may look like this. Maybe half of the night you have the AC on, and the other half of the night you got the fan on. Compromise with each other, right? You're not going to have your way all the time. You're not going to have your way all the time. And relationships, the best relationships require some sort of compromise, right? You got to compromise. Compromise is all about give and take. Give and take. Give and take. Right? Give and take. You know, let's say I do the dishes. Right? My girlfriend cooks. She does that one day. And then the next day, maybe I cook and she does the dishes. But you got to compromise. But you will never, you understand what I'm saying? You have to compromise. The last one of love, selflessness. You got to be selfless, right? Selfless means no ego. Remove that pride, remove your ego, remove that aside. It's not necessary in a relationship. No competition. You can't compete in a relationship. It's not about husband versus wife. It's not about girlfriend versus boyfriend. You cannot compete in a relationship. That's wrong. That is completely wrong. It's not a competition, right? It's not me versus you. It's us coming together, teamwork. So this is why you got to be selfless. Selfless, right? Selflessness requires, you can't hog the television all day. You got to share. I can't be watching my favorite shows all day and then my wife wants to watch something and she can't watch it. You got to be selfless. Compromise. That's also part of compromising too, right? I can't be selfish all the time. I can't say, I can't cook, rice and chicken every day. We got to, cook something else too, right? No egos, no pride, no arrogance. There is no place for that. No competition, right? Now, as you can see, all of this falls under love. Now, after you have lust, love, now you got to maintain your relationship. Now, this is where a lot of relationships crumble because they don't maintain the relationship. And this falls under consistency and discipline. You don't maintain the relationship. The first part of maintaining a relationship, I put work daily. Well, James, what you got to work at? This, all of these things that I mentioned before when it comes to love. That's what you do daily. Work daily. Be creative. Relationships can be stagnant. Relationships can be dry and boring at sometimes. Be creative. Do something new in your relationship. Try something new. Be innovative in your relationship, right? Try some new things in your relationship. It doesn't hurt, right? Whether it be traveling, whether it's to try new foods, whether it's to try new different sexual positions, whether it's to whatever it is, be creative, right? Have fun. Have fun. What does fun look like? That's based on the individual couple. But fun could be going to the parties, going to clubs, going to travel around the world. It could be playing spades. It could be playing dominoes. It could be walking down the beach, right? Walk on the beach, right? Walk outside. Take some fresh air with your partner. Go to the museums. Go on dates. These things are fun. Go on dates. Yes, go on several dates. Don't stop. Don't stop dating in a relationship. Don't stop dating. That's all about having fun, right? Maintaining, communicate. You got to be able to communicate with your partner. You got to be able to communicate every single day because, Your partner can change and evolve. And the way they think today is not the way they're going to think 10 years from now or 20 years from now. But you got to know where the change happened, because you got to communicate. And if change happens, adapt to change and growth. In a relationship, it is definitely possible to grow. You grow in your mindset, you grow spiritually. There's so many different areas where you can grow in a relationship. But you got to adapt to it. Adapt to your partner's change. You know, your partner may say, you know what? I had my hair long for like 20 years. I feel like cutting it. Adapt to the change. You know, they may say, you know, my favorite food used to be rice and chicken and plantains, right? But then in 20 years from now, they may say, you know what? I'm tired of that. My new favorite food is turkey with collard greens and mac and cheese. You got to adapt to the change. Communicate. Your partner may be like, you know what? I used to like going to the museums. Now I can't stand museums any longer because it's all the same. I like doing something else. Adapt to the change. It's okay to change. It's okay to grow. We're humans. We're supposed to change. You see, when I was young, I didn't have this beard. But now I do, because I changed. I wasn't this tall when I was younger, but I changed. You got to adapt to change, right? Part of maintaining synergy. This is huge. This is one of my favorite words, synergy. What is synergy? It's teamwork. That's what synergy is. Teamwork. Now, I'm going to read you the definition of synergy. The interaction or cooperation of two or more organizations, substances, or agents to produce a combined effect greater than the sum of their separate effects. Synergy. The combined efforts of two agents, two corporations, two individuals, two souls, right? The combined effect of two individuals, two souls, right? That creates a greater effect than if they was working individually. You see, individually, you can do a lot of things, but together, you guys create something greater. That's synergy. That's teamwork. That's teamwork. So, I hope you guys like this lesson. You know, you guys can take notes and pause anytime that you want to. You know, you can rewind this video. You can share this video with your friends and family. And yeah, man, I hope this was a blessing to you. I want everybody to prosper and everybody to have a healthy relationship. Boom!